What is a trailblazer? A vanguard? A pioneer? Or are they a pathfinder? Well, mm-mm. Having difficulties. That's always good gracious. What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Authors Alley. I'm your host, Mr. Frederick Beatty. Mr. Frederick Beatty, and thank you guys for tuning in with us. You guys could have been anywhere else with us tonight, but you guys are right here with us, and we appreciate y'all for popping in here and hanging out with us, kicking it with us, and just making sure and just hanging out with us, man. We got a great show for you guys tonight, man. I got a special guest in the building, man. And this look here, we go chop it up and have a great old time. But before we do all of that stuff right there, um, just gotta throw some stuff out there real quick, man. First of all, thank you guys for tuning into this particular episode, man. Look, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Whether you watch it on Facebook Live, whether you watch it on YouTube, whether you watch it on YouTube, or whether you watch it on Twitch, we most definitely appreciate you guys doing that and tuning in with us. We are grateful for that. And make sure you just follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Um, Linktree. We also got a Twitch page. You guys can follow us on as well, man. So we got places that you guys can follow us on, and make sure you follow us on our YouTube page at Trailblazers with a Z Radio, man, and just check out some of the videos and some of the stuff that we got going on. If you like the content, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell notification so you'll be notified of when we go live, man. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, man, and we would most definitely appreciate your support and also appreciate your subscription. It trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed, and we'll be very grateful for that, man. So thank you so much for that. Towards the end of the show, I got a special announcement for you guys, but I'm gonna save that toward the end of the show. Because I'm very proud of this announcement, and I want everybody to kind of tune in for that, especially my brothers. This is geared to my brothers, so you guys tune into that, man. But look here, and last but not least, man, I want to thank my host, Quinn Jones, Coco Fitted, LHG. Yeah, most definitely want to thank you guys, the listeners and viewers, for tuning in, because without you guys and without God, none of this goes down, none of this happens, none of this even gets off the ground. So thank you guys for just listening and tuning in to us. So without any else further to do, I want to first of all, I want to welcome this gentleman back back into the alley, man. This gentleman is not a stranger to us. Stranger, he's not a stranger to me. He's not a stranger to the Office Alley, nor is he just a stranger to Trailblazer Radio, man. But so to kind of preface this and to kind of begin at the beginning, I met this dude doing an event with our former publication company, Diamond Cut Publications. Um, and ever since then, it's been like it's been lights out lights out from there, man. We not only did we grow as label mates, but we also grew as friends and stuff like that. This is a brother that I highly respect him. Not only just as an author, but I also respect him as a man. And those are things, those two things right there, especially the first one, the last one, as a man, that goes a long way, man. So, and we gonna chop it up about a little bit about that, but we also gonna talk about a new release that he's got going on and everything of that nature. So, without any further ado, man, y'all give a warm Office Alley welcome to my brother, Mr. R.J. Davis. My man, what's happening? Been a
What's
while.
happening?
It's been a while.
And the long, yeah, man. Fred, let me tell you something, man. It is always an honor and a pleasure to be on the Office Alley. Because every
Oh.
time I come here, it's always a stone game. You know what I'm saying? We always
Yes,
have a good old
sir.
time, man.
Look, I've been looking forward to this, man. I've been looking forward to this all week, man. So I mean, this is this go we gonna have a nice little we gonna have a grand time, man. For we gonna have a nice time for a little while. So look, man. So I mean, I think a lot of us, some people that know me and you, and people that don't know us, you know, we 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 both started with Diamond Cup Publications, man. And that was our that was for us that for both of us. I think for both of us that was a learning experience. Um, a learning experience
We
on the
learn
positive
about
side for me. A learning experience on the positive side for me. I can't speak to nobody else, but it was a learning experience on the positive side for me. Um, kind of going back and looking back on that. What type? How do you look at that? How do you think? How do you think that experience? How did the experience grow you as an author, or how did it help put your name out there as an author?
okay. First of all, it was a total different experience altogether. You know what I'm saying? I had the pleasure of meeting some great people under that label. When I
Right.
mean great, I mean great people. I mean like, including this cat named Fred Beatty. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I mean, as an author, you know, it was an experience to be at the event that we was at that particular time, August 2017 in Jacksonville, Florida. Oh my man, I mean, it was a moment that I personally would never forget. Um, we came together as a family. We had some music, we had some drinks,
Ha!
and it was an experience. Unfortunately, things didn't go according to plan. But let me be very clear with Fred. It all led to this very moment right.
Yes, sir. It did. It really did lead up to the moment that we are in right now. I mean, I think I think if I didn't uh, what's up, Tony? What's up, Tony? How you doing, bro? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I think if we didn't have that experience, I think we wouldn't be at this moment right now. I honestly believe that. I think we would. I look at it as being exposed to some great people, uh, some some great authors, some great writers and stuff, and everything and all that and everything in between. I I actually got to meet, I got to meet you, got to meet King Diamond, got to meet Silent Storm, um, got to meet Taz. Later on, you know,
Man, Taz. Oh,
that that
Taz.
that man right there, man, yeah, he was on a
Well,
while, he
let's
was on a while back,
how
bro.
you
Yeah.
extraordinaire. But man,
Yeah, later on, I got to meet Tony and Kai too. I mean, because they're in Massachusetts, so I got to meet them too.
oh
So I
yeah.
mean, got to be some great people, man. I didn't get to meet Mia, or I didn't get to meet Mia or Von Shay. I got to talk to her. I got to talk to her, but didn't like meet her in person. But still, just some great people, man. And I love I'm extremely appreciative of the experience, man. I really am. But I know, but I know our paths kind of diverge and separate from there. Um, I moved forward to being more of a self-published author and independent author, while while a couple of the projects that you were working on were in limbo for a while. Um, so what was that like, man? Being having projects that you had already that's already have been completed and done. What did that feel like having all those things in limbo? Did you hear me, bro?
Oh yeah, part of what you said, but you froze up.
Oh, okay. So what did it feel like having some of your projects in limbo?
Man, oh man. Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna put it like this, Fred. 5 years is a long time in between releases. It's an eternity in literature terms.
Yes.
If you are author, you should never go 5 years that long in between releases. But life happened. Life happens. I had to maneuver my way through some things, but I came out on the other side. I came out a more focused author. I came out a more determined individual, and I'm still gonna be the Ric Flair of this industry.
I feel you over that, bro. I do. Because I mean, that is a long time to be right out of release. It really is. I mean, I went for a year without a release, and that felt like an eternity. That felt like forever and 20 days. But
But imagine what 5 years felt like.
a lot.
I mean, about it from 2017 to 2022. That is a long
Wow.
time. People come and go in that span. I mean, like from retribution to street justice, a span of 5 years. And I promised myself never, under any circumstances, allow myself to ever go through that type of span again. Because a lot of people don't recover from that.
Oh no. Oh no. And then on top of that, you kind of you bounced around for a while.
Oh, that's another fight. And we didn't even go down that street because, you know, I mean, I only bounced once after things went sour with Diamond Cut, but that was enough because in that time span, I had re-released Retribution, and that didn't go too well.
Uh,
And then all this other, then life happened,
of course.
as people say. But it was an experience and a half. Make no mistake about it, Fred.
No
An
doubt.
experience that I determined never to go through again.
No doubt. It's kind of like, and like I know that you went 5 years without publishing a book, but then you jump from one publishing entity to the next, and then that it, that kind of turns sour, and you know I think so. I think so. The one thing I do want to ask you, because I wanted to ask you before, but I want to throw this at you right now. You know, from the jump from one publishing company to the other, and then the last endeavor, the endeavor prior to coming on to your recent to your most current publisher. Um, what was that? What did that feel like? I won't say what did it feel like, but how did that? Well, yeah, what did that feel like? Kind of have coming from one sour event, and then again projects being in limbo again. From the set from the other publisher. What was that? What was that like?
One
Oh,
word.
what was that like, bro?
I'm summing up in word for you: torture, torture. Because when I came in this business, I never thought in a million years that in 8 years that I've been in this industry that I would have been involved in. This is my fourth publishing company,
Wow.
and let me be clear on something for any aspiring authors out there. That's not a good thing. I said it before. Most people don't recover from that type of scenario. Okay,
Right.
it just don't happen very often, and a lot of authors who went through what I went through would have. I couldn't hang it up if I wanted to, and that's just
Wow.
being perfectly honest with you. I put too much work, too much hard work, and too much energy into writing books and coming up with scenes and let my imagination run wild to just say, "No, I can't do this no more. No,
I
I
feel
just can't see
you.
myself doing it."
I feel you, bro. I do. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that though I mean, from 2017 to 2022, you jump from not one, not two, not three, but four publishers. And it's like,
Now, let me correct you on something because the first one I joined when I first came in the industry in 2015.
okay,
That
okay,
lasted until 2000. Yeah, that lasted
okay,
until 2017,
okay,
and
okay,
then
gotcha.
yeah, but it's beyond crazy. That I mean, the journey itself is crazy, but it led me to being a more focused author, a more focused entertainer, or artist rather. Okay, and right now I'm laser focused, and everything I went through from 2015 to the present day in 2023, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't, because
Understood.
sometimes you got to go through something in order to appreciate the true artistry of this business.
Yeah, you do.
And I'm explaining something later on about, building a great team around you. I'll explain that to you later on.
It's the the funny thing that I think, the one thing that I find really, really like interesting about what you said is that, you know, even though you went through all these publishers from 2015 up to now, you're still laser focused. You still sharp as a blade, and that's a good thing. But how do you keep that laser focus and that sharpness as you're going through all as you're you know going through all these changes
Yo,
and making all these pivots?
my thing is this: I didn't get into this game to walk away. I came to this game, came into this industry for a reason, for a purpose. And I was determined to see that purpose through.
Right.
You know, hell or high water, the fire and gasoline, or the other way around, is all the same to me. It brought me to this moment in which now is, I mean, it's an understatement to call it a renaissance. It's an understatement. And we get to that in a minute too.
Ooh.
We gotta keep things a little slow, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to move too fast.
I mean, of course, and that's why I'm patient. That's why I'm patient. That's why I'm patient. That's because I mean, to and I think this is very important for um our viewers and stuff like that because, like I said, I first and foremost, I know this guy. You know, I know this guy, and I know that there have been ups and downs and ins and outs to what he's been enduring and what he's been through. I mean, the simple fact of the matter is because number one, because we talk, you know, we talk about it, and on top of that, you know, we talk as brothers. You know, I bounce ideas off of him, he bounce ideas off of me, and then we talk about it. You know, I put it like this. So I know his frustration. I know that there was frustration setting in, and a lot of irritation coming in too, especially with going through all those changes. But the one thing I noticed, the one
Ooh,
thing I've
yeah.
always noticed about this man, noticed about this brother, is that he was all he. No matter what, he kept a smile. Even though he was feeling what he was feeling, the frustration on it, he kept a smile on his face, and he always kept looking forward. That's the one thing that I admire about you, brother. And you are no matter what, all the stuff you were facing, you kept looking forward. You kept looking at the bigger picture instead of just worrying about, okay, well, this didn't work again. So now what? So now what the hell I'm about to do? You know what I'm saying? And I like that. You kept doing, you kept looking forward. You kept your eyes on the prize. And that's what I admire about you, brother. I
Mhm.
do.
Well, it wasn't easy, I promise you that. It wasn't easy because don't think for 1 minute that it didn't try to creep in my head. But I had to rebuke it. I had to rebuke myself a couple of times. But, you know,
Right.
because if I didn't, I wouldn't be at this moment right now.
Yeah. It is an important it's an important moment though. And you know, I don't know if I guess me personally, I don't know if I could just I don't know if I could mentally deal with just being in literary limbo for that long. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know if I could deal with being in literary limbo for that long because that's a long time for people who know you, people who are eh, expecting and anticipating something from you. That's a long time to go with any type of without any type of creative releases or anything of that nature. Eh, I know for me, I mean that year I went without releasing the book was horrible, and I find myself I personally find myself like 2 or 3 years removed from releasing my my what like a book. I mean, I got two poetry books, but you know, but I find myself 2 years removed from releasing the second part, the second part of my first series. So I mean, I'm 2 years removed. I'm like 2 or 3 years removed from that. And it's not like I don't have the creative focus or drive to do that. It's not that I don't have the creative focus or drive to do that. It's just that shit, shit happened. I got busy. You know, this
Yep,
podcast
life happened,
platform,
bro.
this podcast platform popped up, and I won't say popped up, but you know, I became a visionary of a podcast platform, and that kind of just pushed a lot of things to the side. You know, now that also I'm helping Tony and Kai with their management thing. I mean, I don't think I'm helping because I've been so inundated with my own shit that I haven't really paid attention to that. And I apologize. I most definitely apologize for that. But shit doesn't happen. Shit happens. Things happen. Life happened. You know, and
There you go.
it's taking me this long to get back to that part, the part of being that creative person. That, like I said, don't get me wrong, I got two poetry books that's out there, and I think those books are just are I think those two poetry books are excellent. But I always have, for me, there's always this thing about, there's a allure about a character, about having a bunch of characters and writing and sitting and talking, writing a story. That's something that always pulls me in. I would, and I have all, and you're like, and my thing is like, I'm if you're like me, I always have these characters running around in my head, just talking to me like, look, man,
Yeah, that's a
you need to let us
whole new conversation, bro.
you need to
That's
let
a
us loose,
whole
bro.
new conversation.
You need to let us
Oh
loose, bro.
man, that's a whole new conversation.
And
Characters,
boy,
if only folks knew, if only they knew, and that's all I'm gonna say about that,
look,
because it was treacherous, but it brought me to this particular moment. I got I got with some great people, and you know, even with the hiccups, hey, I'm here.
I feel you, bro. You live and direct, man. I like that. I mean, it's like I said, I've always admired your perseverance and your ability to just look forward, to look at the big picture beyond all the bullshit that's going around, that's encircling you. I'm like, how this dude got to keep a smile on his damn face, and all this crap, all this shit's going on around him. I'm like, how's he doing that?
How I do it, perseverance. I mean, I just cannot, stop doing what I'm doing. You know,
Right.
it's like, keep a smile on my face is mandatory.
Oh, for
I
sure.
mean, because a lot of times my creativity is going crazy. You know what I'm saying? My creativity going absolutely bonkers, and that's what led me to this latest writing. And I got a story to tell you how that came about. Oh
You
my
know what? Funny thing
gracious!
about it is, creativity for us as creatives keeps us sane.
You
It
ain't
keeps us
lying.
it
What's
keeps
up,
us from
Tony?
going. Some way, Mr. Wade said, "Bravo, brother." I mean, and most definitely
Mr.
bravo
Ron
for real.
Asley. I like that one.
I was gonna call him Ron Allen, but I was gonna call him Teddy Riley. But I mean, that might be a backwards insult though. So I ain't gonna call him that. I ain't gonna call him that, man. We love you,
Yeah,
Tony. We love you, bro. We love you. Don't
yeah.
hurt me, dog. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, big
Yeah.
dog. But I mean, the I could, as a creative,
This has been a journey, man. This has been a journey, bro. But it's well worth it. It's well worth it. All the aspiring authors out here who's listened to this podcast, you know, you got to keep yourself focused at all times. Also, remember that this is not a hobby. This is not a game. This is serious business. Okay, yeah, with serious, serious money to be made in this industry.
yeah,
To make a difference.
yeah,
To tell stories,
yeah,
and I wouldn't
yeah.
trade that for nothing. Man. I
I don't
wouldn't.
know. Me neither. Me neither. I don't know. And like, we and you have always had to talk about, you know, we've always had this talk about, we and this is what I think. This is my thought process. And both of us have echoed the same sentiment. We both know that there's enough room at the table for us to get a plate and sit down and eat. We both know there's enough room for that. But we also know that, especially in the street lit, urban lit industry, it is overly saturated with a lot of people, with a lot of authors, a lot. And we've talked, me and you've talked about this too. We both know that that people will latch on to whoever their favorites are, and I mean that. And I'm cool with that. That's brand loyalty right there. That's brand loyalty.
You're
But
like that.
we both talked about what makes it difficult for authors like you've been in the game longer than I have. You know, when I came into the game, you were already somewhat of a seasoned veteran. I was just a rook in this. So but and then I'm done, bro. I
Yeah.
was a rook.
But look at where you at now, man. Compared to what a lot of authors are that came in with you. You know what I'm saying? Just look at where you at versus where they at. Self-explanatory, man. You got a podcast for crying out loud. You got multiple experiences under your belt, man. You
I get
you
I,
rub elbows with some of the most iconic people in entertainment.
I try.
In fact, we both have.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just calling spade a spade.
I mean, I've had the opportunity to meet some wonderful people in my experiences, uh, especially you know inside this platform and also outside of it. So we both have had the opportunity and the pleasure and the pleasure of meeting great people outside of what we do. You know, you will go into book events. You got to meet Quan and a couple other folks, a couple other literary giants and stuff like that. Um, so I mean that. So that's so
Still
that's no
white.
knock. That's no knock on you.
Yeah, man. I
So
mean,
that's no knock on
that
you.
by itself was an experience of a lifetime. I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing in the world because Quan and Nikki Turner are the biggest heavyweights in the urban industry. Not just in the urban industry. Let me scratch that. In the entire literature industry, regardless of platform. Those two alone are the biggest giants in the industry because they're USA Today bestsellers, they're Essence bestsellers, New York Times bestsellers. Do I need to keep going?
Nah,
Didn't think so.
I mean, but see, this is my thing
I
right here.
mean, they right. They didn't blaze, they didn't pay the price, and they, along with a few others like Kiki Swinson, Eric Jerome Dickey, the late Eric Jerome Dickey, among others, that is the reason why I got into the industry in the first place. So I
got
got
you.
to pay homage to the cats who came in before me, first and foremost, and that's something that inspiring authors should always do. That's pay homage to the people that blazed the trails before them, because without them, there would be no you. I promise you.
Of course, of course. But like I said, in regards to like what the thing that we both our philosophy of putting ourselves in you know how I consider myself a lightweight because I'm not I now don't get me wrong. And I'm gonna say this about both of us, and then I'm gonna say this about a whole bunch of people that I know, you included, and some other talented people like Kyle, like Tony, like Troy, and so many other people. I mean, I think I personally think that we can punch above. I personally think that we can punch above our weight class. I personally think and believe that. I think that I got. I believe that I have the right chop to hang with a quad or King Diamond or a Silent Store. I personally feel that. So I personally feel that I can punch above my weight. I
That's
make
my
no quarrel,
intention.
huh? I make no
That's
quarrels about it.
that's my intention
Oh yeah,
because to be the best, you got to learn from the best. You got to rub elbows with the best. Any
yep,
author who said they made it to the top without paying their homage is a lie. The devil is a lie because every author, independent or otherwise, who have made it to the top of their summit have had to pay the price, has
yep,
had to learn from somebody that's been in the game much longer than they have.
yep. Like
You
Ric
know
Flair
what I'm
says.
saying? Myself included. You know what I'm saying? Myself included, especially me.
Oh yeah,
You know, that's some of the authors that I came across, whether it's on social media or personally, the experience is mind blowing. I've had the pleasure of meeting this young lady in Joy. She's another author, big name author, who's paid the price, who put
yep,
out some great books. And when you go around people like that, the experience should motivate you to be better, to want to be better. And this is where I am right now in this journey 8 years later.
right. And the thing of it is, I feel that we all can punch you out. We all can punch me, you, Tony, Kai, Troy, uh, so many other people, so many other authors that I've talked to, that I've interviewed, I've talked to, so many other. Man, the list can go on and on. This I think all the people that I've interviewed, I think we all can punch above our weight. The the issue for me is this: we know we can punch above our weight, but how can we get in the ring? How can we get in the ring? How can we even get in the ring with these people, with these other people? I mean, look, I consider myself I know I consider myself a middle. I consider myself a middleweight, but I can punch like a heavyweight. So it's not an issue, or would be an issue with me.
Let me answer that real quick though. Number one, you don't worry about the competition. You worry about your race. You run your race. You don't worry about what this person doing, what that person doing. That was me years ago.
Oh
Trying to
wow.
compete with this person, that person. Nah, bro. Now you worry about running your race. Okay. Your accolades is going to speak for you when the time comes. But until then, you work on your craft. You work on uh, sharpen up your sword. You know what I'm saying? You don't worry about trying to compete with Nikki Turn, or anybody else in this industry. Yes, you pay your homage, but you got to be real with yourself. You got to get in the ring with yourself. You got to want it. You got to have that passion. I don't care how many heavyweights you come around. If you ain't got the passion, then you just wasted your time and their time even getting in their presence. That's just my
Man,
honest opinion.
look, I'm I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna run with that. You know, and we do have to worry less about who our competition is. And we do have to run our own race, and we do have to personally sharpen our skills, because it's like, because like you said earlier, it's not always this is not it's not always going to be a popularity contest. We all know that it is, and it's about who's popular, who's popping, and all that stuff. But then again, I think it's people like you, me, Tony, Kai, so many other authors that I've talked to, that we can be the fresh voices, the people, the fresh voices. And I'm not saying that none of these like people like Quan and Nikki Turner and all in the late Eric Jerome Dickey, they don't have skills. Because I'm pretty sure if they didn't have skills, they wouldn't be New York Times bestseller, all in every other accolade that comes with that. So I'm pretty sure that their skills pretty much speak for themselves. But I think, when I look at like the urban lit thing, urban lit industry, I think that there are so many fresh faces, fresh voices that honestly and truly need to be heard, but those voices are drowned out by everybody else, and it makes it hard for you to try to yell at your loudest, or sign language or semaphore or whatever, to try to get people to notice you or to see you, especially when it's like when everybody else is gravitating towards this, or they're gravitating towards that, or they want to stick with this and they want to stick with that. And sometimes, and a lot of this, very few people that want to take a risk on some on a new author. Though I know, for me, I'm cool. I'm personally cool with that. I'll take I'll read a new author's book just to see what they're talking about, just to see where they are.
Sometimes out of three, because who knows, that new author might be the next New York Times bestseller. Exactly. And in fact, when that new author blows up, you can say, wow, I read this person's book before he became big. And that is an experience that can never be taken away from you.
Yep. And then, I think Kai said something earlier, saying something that I really do resonate with. You got to find a way to give the new guy a seat at the table. But you know how that happens though, Kai? That happens when the seasoned veterans pull that person up under their wing, pull that person, up under them and say, "Hey, look, I know you're new around here. Let me show you around the neighborhood. I know you do it. I know you're a new person in this restaurant here. Let me pull up a seat next to me. You know what I'm saying? And follow me for a bit. It's watch how I see and watch how I move and how I maneuver through these waters. Do I navigate through these waters? It's the one thing that I really don't like about the urban industry. It's no surprise. Everybody knows this. It ain't no surprise to nobody. So, and I've said this on more than one occasion. What I don't like about the urban lit industry is that there are people who think that they're bigger than they are, and they cannot. They refuse to pull a new guy or a new girl that's new to the game. Pull them aside and teach them how the game is played. Because before you became Mr. Big Time and big seller or bestseller, you was a new person, and somebody pulled you up under their wing. I mean, that's been my thought since 2016, bro. It just has.
My thing is with that, a lot of people be big timers, but their talents are not even matching up. So that new author will be better off going under somebody else's wing, because let me tell you, not every author in this business is worthy of being an author. It's not that easy. Anybody can write a book, but can you tell stories?
Bruh.
Can you separate yourself from everybody else in a positive way? Of course. Can you do that? That's a lot of stuff that I've seen in the 8 years I've been in this business. And some of it made me shake my head, but at the same time, it made me remain focused to who I am and what I want to do, where I'm get to.
Anybody can write a book, but can you tell a story? That's a word right there. Anybody can write a book, but can you tell a story? My gosh.
That's
You
a
know what?
$4,000 question, Fred.
Look here. We can start right there. I think that's the benediction right there, bro. That's the benediction right there. We can start right there. That's the
Holy
benediction.
smoke.
Shit, we can take it on home now for real. We can take it on home. But that's the $64 million question. Anybody can write a book, but can you tell a story? You know what? I'm gonna put this out here. Just put it out there to everybody, to anybody who's an aspiring author or even a current author right now. And this is not to bag on you or anything like that. Because me put this out there we put the challenge out here to everybody. I'm challenging myself too. We all know how to write a book. That we've all some of us have several books to prove, several books to show for it. Some of us have been co-authors on several books, such as myself. I was a co-author before I became an author. I was a co-author before I became an author. You know,
Wow.
I was a co-author before I became an author. I wrote. I think I have more books that I've co-authored than I have actually authored. So I'm a co-author of 5 books, but I've written 4. So, and
And you
that's
called
not the
yourself
knock.
an author. Come on, man. Cut it out, man. And you call yourself a new author. Nigga, please.
I'm just, I
I
mean,
mean, like, really, writing is writing, whether you co-author or you book. If you put it out, you're a veteran.
that's true. That's
That's
true.
it.
That's true. But I mean, my challenge to everybody is this: think about the niche that you write in. Think about whether it's poetry, whether it's fiction, whether it's nonfiction, whether it's Christian fiction. And look, I personally don't care because I read every genre of book. I read every genre of book. You know, I've read erotica, I've read horror, I've read military fiction, I've read Christian fiction. So none of this, I'm I won't say that I'm well versed in every genre, but I've read just about every genre that there is, especially with urban lit. My thing is my challenge to us as writers and authors is this: we all can write a book, but can we write a story? Can we write a story that's going to be impactful? Can we write a story that's going to be life changing? Can we write a story that's going to be uplifting? And it doesn't look. I'm not telling you to write a holier than thou book because for some people that's just not what it is. They don't write that. They don't write that, but they can write an uplifting book, an uplifting street lit book. I tell you what, there's you know my brother Troy Scott is one of them. I got a couple of his books. Shit, Blue Lives Murder. It stays constantly in my rotation.
Hey, this cat, Troy Scott, he's one of the best, man. That's my boy. He real good people, man.
Yeah,
He
for
real
sure.
good people. I
You
mean,
know,
he's another label mate of ours, and
yes, sir.
this cat knows how to put the pen down.
Yeah, and
He knows how
look.
to do his stunt.
Yep.
You
Look,
know,
Read a couple of his
But
books, man. Blue
yeah,
Lives
people,
Murder.
just run your race. That's all you got to do. Run your race. You don't worry about what somebody else is saying about what you writing. Run your race, and that's
That's
exactly
it.
what I'm doing. And
Look,
and know at the same time, know when you got to switch course. Know when you got to switch direction. Know
you
when it's
know what?
time to do it. Because I had to do that recently. I had to switch to a whole new direction, whole new
Let's
thing.
you
You
know
know what
what?
I'm saying?
Let you know what? Good. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that pivot. First of all, let's talk about why you had to pivot. So what was the main reason of you pivoting?
The main reason why I switched directions is, after the last release, Street Justice, things didn't. I mean, it didn't do too well, especially not to my liking. And I had a conversation, with my publishers and stuff like that. We talked about different ways to get to where I'm going because they know how I am. They know that I can't stand mediocrity. Mediocrity. I
Oh
can't
boy.
stand it. I hate it. And if it's not meeting up my standards, not meeting up their standards, then there had to be a change. So, you know, after discussion, decided to change. I decided to switch direction. I said, let me try this because let me tell you something, Fred. Creativity is creativity, no matter what genre you write. If you got creativity and your focus, write any book, any type of book, and that was the mentality that I had to put back inside of me. I can write any genre I want because I got creativity that's second to none. And that's when I came up with my latest book, Give You My Heart, you
Ooh boy.
know.
Look here.
And
Phew.
that is, in case folks don't know what type of book that is an urban erotica book, romance
Oh
book, even.
snap.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying to myself, boy, they done opened up the floodgates now. They must don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And when the ideals for the scenes and the stuff start popping in my head, man, it was a wrap. It was lights out. It was good done. You feel me? And
Ooh.
and let me tell you something, Fred. It's like it was like the energy level went through the freaking roof.
Wow.
And then I was like, Street Justice who? And that was my own damn book.
Wow.
I went back I went back over giving you my heart and I like, God dang, who the hell is this person writing this book? Because I know it ain't me.
He said, I know it
Holy
ain't.
smoke. Yeah.
He said, I know it ain't me.
I mean like, but yeah, once the manuscript got to the right hands, and I'm gonna shout them people out in a second because they are every bit of responsible for giving you my heart being the most successful book that I've ever written. The book turning out the way it is, even now. week and a half, almost 2 weeks later. I mean, like, and this is a numbers game. I'm not talking about just people buying the book. I'm talking about people buying the book and reading the whole book. You know
Oh
what I'm
man.
saying? And there's something that I had to learn from a business person standpoint.
Right.
It's not just the people buying the book, but reading the book too. Because you can get 200, 300 people to buy the book, but if there ain't nobody reading it, I mean, you just wasted your time. And that
Yeah.
was the problem with street justice. That was the problem with street justice. I ain't got a problem saying it. I ain't got a problem with kicking my own backside because that's exactly what it is. People wasn't reading it. I mean, people brought it, but they wasn't reading it. And the numbers, back to the numbers game,
Oh yeah.
is a total different atmosphere altogether between them two books, man. I'm telling you, Fred.
I know. I see. I mean, bruh, when now I'm not. I bought. Now I ain't gonna front. I did purchase Street Justice. And for me, it was a great read. It really was. Not gonna even front about it. It was a great read. It's kind of like that something that thing I always expect. I always expect that execution of excellence from you. But it,
Of
but kind of
course,
but
of
just
course.
listening from where this but listening from you now, from that to now, it's like a whole like a 180 that happened. I mean, you know, now is it like the simple fact that you writing something or writing a different genre, or is it just kind of like an infusion of be also you being about being in the right and being at the right place with the right people at the right time?
All the above, man. All the above. And I'm gonna tell you why. Um, as far as the genre is concerned, you know, let's be real. Um, Romance and erotica, that's the hottest genre in the game right now.
It is.
All you got to do is look on Amazon. All you got to do is look at the people who write those type of books. Look at the numbers. Don't just look at the people. Look at the numbers. The numbers do not lie. Okay, and I say, okay, if I can write street justice and every book that I sure enough can write this. I just got to put that same type of energy. And that's what I did. I put that same energy with giving my heart that I did with street justice, retribution, players 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? I had that same energy. The difference is though, is with giving you my heart, the street violence had to take a back seat.
Right.
And it wasn't easy now because the old me trying to pull his way back in, and I sit down, sit down. Yeah, I mean, I had to change my way. I had to change my way of thinking when I wrote "Give You My Heart." And let me tell you something, dude. Man, I had a blast, dude. I had a blast. I mean, it was my first freshly written book in a very long time.
Wow.
And when I say freshly written, I'm talking about straight off the freaking press.
Ooh-wee. So we both know who we and I think everybody on social media knows, this I call it a Super Friends collaboration, but you know, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there right now. That collaboration with, you know, Miss Cherie Holly Kane. I mean, that lady right there is just, gosh, I can't even. There's not enough positive words in the dictionary that I could use to say about her. I
Dude,
mean,
let me tell you something. I'm gonna put this out there too. Okay. Shireen is a straight up godsend, but she ain't alone. I got a team full of soldiers, not just her. Okay. Her, I got I'm Unique, the two CEOs of Dream to Life Publications. I got Kayla Anderson. I got P. Wise, the graphic designer, top 5 author. Hmm. Yeah. The one of the hottest editors in the game. I mean, Miss Artessa. I mean, and it goes back to what I was saying before, Fred. You could be a 5-star author, but if you ain't got the right people around you, there's gonna be a shadow over you somewhere for some
yep.
reason. And that was one of my problems. I didn't have the right
Wow.
people around me. And I'm gonna put it out there. I didn't have the right people
Wow.
around me. I didn't have the right people in the positions that they need to be in. And I'm not
Wow.
slighting no one. Don't get it twisted. I'm not slighting anyone. Just wasn't, it just didn't line up to what I wanted. It
Exactly.
just didn't line up to the destination that I was trying to get to as an artist.
Exactly.
Everybody that I named, Serene, I'm Unique, Kayla, P. Wise, she took time out of her schedule to come up with the hottest, smokingest book cover that I've seen. I've seen a whole lot of great book covers.
Oh, that's a
But
fire
the
cover.
book
I ain't
cover
gonna
she
lie.
graced me, man, come on. And then Artessa. I didn't know Artessa was campaign. But you know what? When I got that book back and reviewed it, I was like, Self, did you write this shit? Because this is good. This is good. I I knew that on all seriousness though, I knew that Give You My Heart was going to do better. But I had no no idea. No idea. I haven't never thought in a million years that it would do what it's doing right now.
Wow.
Let's talk about that for a second. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the
Ooh-wee.
numbers game again. Because a lot of authors, you talk about 20, the total ranking 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never had 20,000 before. I've always, in every one of my books, always been 60,000, 80,000, 100, well, whatever.
Right.
And then, what about the business side of things? Okay, who buying your books? Who's risk? Just, it's not enough for just buy a book. You got to read the book.
Well,
You got to be entertained. You feel me?
yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
these people are opening up this book and they're reading the whole dang thing,
Yes,
the
sir.
whole book. And I'm like, holy smokes. And just when I think things gonna cool off, there goes that flame again.
Hey, he back up again.
But you know what's causing all this though? Promoting, promoting. That's what's causing all that. For
Yep.
all y'all authors out there trying to get in the game, You got to promote. You got to put yourself out there. It's nice to get your publisher to do it. It's nice to get a paid promoter, whatever. But you got to pound that payment because let me tell you something. The readers don't want to see your team, your publisher. They don't want to see nobody but you up there grinding, putting that
That's
book
it.
out, going into the book groups. Okay, you got to go into the book groups, 100 to 200, as Shireen says, and that works. That works. If there was any doubt to that philosophy, that doubt got erased with giving you my heart. Period. I got people, I got people loving that book, dude. Getting in my inbox. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting in the publisher inboxes. It's like, wow. I'm almost like Steve Urkel. Did I do that?
Yeah, you
It's that
did.
thing all right.
Yes, you did.
But it's hard work, though. It's hard work, Fred. It's work. There's a lot of mental adjusting I had to do from writing a book to a urban romance / urban erotica book. And the dividends are off the freaking charts, dude.
Yeah,
It's off the
that would be
charts. And
that's a hard
I
left
couldn't be
for you.
happier. Yeah. And I couldn't be happier. But don't make the mistake and think I'm satisfied. Don't
Oh,
ever make that mistake, bro. If you know me, you know
I already know.
that I'm aiming higher. I'm aiming to do better. And
I
that's
already
where
know.
I'm back in the lab. I'm back in the lab with the second book.
I already know.
And
I
let me
already know
tell
you
you
ain't
something.
satisfied.
That book, you're gonna have to call me for that. I'm telling you, by the time I'm done with that book, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna get mad, and just make sure you don't break your laptop. You ain't gonna get, because that's how I do it. I'm non-traditional. Oh yeah, I know how to switch things up. But
Look,
Give You My Heart was a godsend. Jamar and Tierra, they jumped out at me with their wanting to be the two main characters. You got a lot of a few secondary characters that was involved too. I can't give away, the nuggets and stuff, but
right, right.
Jamal and Tierra are a godsend. They put it together. Jamal, he was hard at the shipyard. He's a straight up playboy too. Always out there, a ladies' man doing the thing. Tierra, she's a professional. She works at the bank. Miss Prissy type woman. You know what I'm saying? And you throw a whole lot of dynamics together, and do they get together? How they get together? Do they get over the stumbling blocks of life itself?
Right.
Stay tuned. You want to know the answer to that, readers? Purchase Get Heart. The synopsis itself is worth buying the book. You know what I'm saying? The synopsis itself.
Well, y'all,
Because,
y'all. Woo.
dude, it was an incredible journey. I promise you that. Putting the different type of characters together and a lot of times I put them together off the fly, meaning that when I'm sitting up here typing and I come over the scene, okay, I'm gonna add this person, I'm gonna add that person. Wow, I'm gonna add this scene. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. I'm gonna make it less predictable, and that's how I write my books.
Sometimes the best
People,
writing is
people
off the
are
cuff, bro.
loving giving you my stuff. People are loving that book, and when I tell you that book is the most successful book I've ever written on a whole lot of levels. Believe that, believe it, man. And
Hey,
I
I
got
believe
my
it.
team to thank for. I got Shireen and Amini to thank for that because alongside those two suggested I try romance. They suggested that. And knowing me, knowing my ignorant envoys, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no,
Nah.
man. I'm not a romance writer. I'm a street lit writer. But then I like, wait a minute, what's the difference? Creativity
Exactly?
is creativity. So as soon as Jamar Tierra popped up in my head, everything fell behind. And as a
Exactly.
result of that, you got one of the top 20 new releases in the game.
You
In the
can't beat that.
discussion.
You you can't
You
you
can't.
can't beat that
But
right
it,
there.
but it
That's
gets better. It's gonna get better than that. It's gonna get better than that. I aim higher. I'm aiming
oh
higher
yeah.
than that. You
I
know what
feel
I'm
like this.
saying?
To the way that I see that, the way I see this, to hit a whole run out the gate, to be first pitch swinging, to hit the top 20 as a new release, you know, hell, to get top 10 as a new release, top 5 as a new release. That's like that's unheard of. But I mean, but then again, I keep forgetting that our brother Ali did that. His book debut #4 as a new release. So I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. It's very, very plausible too. So even to just break the top 20, to me, I look at that that's a first pitch. That's a first pitch swinging. You know what I'm saying? You swinging for the fences, but you know you probably gonna get a single or a double, and that's cool. But knowing who you are, bruh, I know you swear. I know you looking to put that ball out the park.
Woo! That's that's my goal, man. That's my goal. I aim to make every book after giving you my heart better. Not better, not just better statistically, but better in the numbers game. Meaning people buy your book, people read your book. Because that's how the authors get paid. People read your book. It's
That's
not
it.
enough that they buy your book. They got to
That's
read your book. You feel me?
that's right. That's right.
And that's what I had to learn. I had to get out of a one track mind in statistics and I had to get through the financial part of it, the
Oh yeah.
economics of writing a book. You know what I'm saying? And that I gotta thank Shireen and Amonique for that
Oh yeah.
because
They
they showed something totally different. And then Artessa, P. Wise, Kayla, is a lot of people involved in the process of putting Give My Heart together, making it what it is now.
we
And
gotta
that's the team that I want. That's the team I want.
look here.
I
That's
want everybody I just named, I want them on my team.
Look,
Because with those folks on my team, with their separate experiences, you can't lose. Everybody wins. I win. Dream to Life wins. Hell, my label mates win.
it,
Because trust me, the readers are going to look at that. And I mean, Dream to Life is going to be a household name.
yep.
That's my goal. Not only for me to be a household name, not only for my books to be a household name, but to carry the flag with me,
Oh hell yeah.
to make Dream to Life a household name.
That's
A
gonna
name
look.
that everybody wants to be part of.
That's
I want it to be at the point where every independent author and even some authors with publishing companies, they want to get down. They want to be down with Dream to Life. That's my goal.
well. I put it like this. Well, you well on the path. Well, you are well on the path to that, man. Well on the path to that. You know,
I
having
am yet.
somebody.
I'm not that, but I'm just getting started.
Well, hey,
But
depend
yeah, as
the
long
road.
as I got my team with me, I'm good.
Look, the trails there. All you gotta do is blaze it. That's all you gotta
Oh
do, bro.
yes, yes, yes.
That path is before you. All you gotta do is
Mhm.
just light that bitch on, light that bitch on fire, and watch everybody follow. It's
That's right.
the one thing the one thing that I like. It's always I love it when I hear people that I'm associated with, or people that I know that are good at what they do, and good at how they good at the things that they do. I love hearing about those people like that succeed. I love hearing those people stories of people, coming from being there from not so great odds, but now in a position to where things can literally take off. I love hearing that, man. I love hearing people that I'm associated with, like my brothers and sisters in the literary game, people that I've known for a while, like you and like Troy and like everybody, like other folks. I love hearing that, man. I love hearing these stories about success and about, you know, I love that. And it makes my heart proud. It makes me it gives me a great joy to hear stuff like that, because we've all come from humble beginnings, and we've all suffered setbacks. You know, you're one of those people who suffer setbacks, you know. But like I said,
Yeah.
regardless of what it was, you've always eyed the bigger picture. You've always looked at it from a much deeper perspective. And you're like, I don't care about this small stuff. My eyes are still on the prize. I'm looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture finally came around, bro. The bigger picture finally came around in the form of a great team and an awesome book, man. So, but first of all, congratulations to you, and most definitely congratulations to Dream to Life Publications. Uh, Look, I can't, I can't, I can, I cannot. There's not a lot. There's so I can use every word in the dictionary positive word in the dictionary that I could use, but those words wouldn't be enough, man. You know, you, Troy, and a couple of select other
Man,
people.
you, oh my God.
You and Troy and select other
It's,
people.
I
You know,
mean,
look,
yeah.
I, I love it.
Wow.
I
It's
love it.
always a great thing. Yeah, it's always a great thing to support, your fellow authors. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been my repertoire is supporting my fellow authors, whether it's Troy, whether it's Kai, whether it's you, whether it's whoever. You know, that's just how I am. I've always been that way. When I came in the game in 2015, same rules apply.
Oh yeah,
Different outfit, same mission.
there you
Okay,
go.
that's just how it is.
The mission. The mission don't change just because the outfit changed. The submission the same. I just wear a different outfit. That's all.
Mm,
I feel you on that, bro,
that's
man.
it.
Look, as always, dog. I it's every time you come on, it's always a great conversation. But it's always something. I always learn something new. I learn something new about you every time we talk, man. And that's a good thing, you know. Just but also to understand that, despite all the ridiculousness that you've been through since 2015, you remain steadfast in your goal and steadfast in your mission, even though you change colors and teams since then. Your mission has been the same. And nobody, no, first of all, no one can fault you for that. And number one, I tip my hat off to you for that too. For despite changing teams, you still remain steadfast in your mission. And I most definitely tip my hat off to you on that, because it takes a lot for somebody to go through all the changes, all the literary changes, and still remain positive, still have a focused outlook, still look at still is at while going through those changes, still holding that blade to a fine edge. I got to tip my hat off to you.
Mm. Yeah, it took some doing, but yes, the journey is not over, not by a
Boy,
long shot.
oh yeah,
This is just the beginning.
yes sir.
You know, it's just like I said, just got to shout out my team. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody who has had a hand in making this book what it is. The best, most productive, most successful book that I have written to date. So, but now I turn the attention to, you know, using that as the foundation for everything that comes after it.
There we go. That you got the building blocks there. You got the Now the foundation is ready to go up. So now once the foundation goes up, now you got the rest of the building goes up. It's 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 only
Oh
it's
yeah,
only it's only up from here.
yeah.
Only up from here. But bro, I mean, I've enjoyed this conversation, man. But I gotta give you this opportunity right now to let everybody know, once again, who you are. Um, Let everybody know about your new release, where they can grab that at, and also just again give a shout out to your team and your publisher. So man, you got the floor. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. This is your boy RJ Davis. I am an author with Dream to Life Publications. Um, my new release, Giving You My Heart, dropped on June the 24th. You can get it on Amazon as an ebook for right now. Um, the paperback, stay tuned for that. If you want to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me on Facebook. You can get in touch with me on Instagram, RJ Davis 2016, or on TikTok, RJ Davis 66. And let me know what you think. But the most important thing, get Giving You My Heart and read it. It is a very entertaining book. Very entertaining.
Look, couldn't have said that no better, bro. Oh man, please let everybody know about the palace, bro. Because I mean, I please let everybody know about the palace.
Oh yeah, the palace. The palace is my personal group where authors will come in and promote their work unobstructed with no rules. No, don't come in there with no foolishness, but to promote your books and to be an author, in other words, without being tied down. You feel me? So yeah,
Yes, sir.
look for the palace in the groups. And yeah, they'll look for the Palace on Facebook and under groups, and you'll find it.
Look,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am a direct beneficiary of being in that group. I promise you, because when being Road talked, he I found out that he had this group, and I was like, he did suggested that I join. So I've been a member since I've been in that group since I believe since 2017. I'm not sure when I started, but I put it like this: I've been a direct beneficiary of being in that group because it it allowed people to see to introduce a lot of other people to my work as a writer, but I also was able to connect and to maintain great connections with so many other writers and so many other authors. Man, it was ridiculous. I'm like, damn, I did not know that there was a lot of other people like there was other writers like me around until I was introduced to this group in there. Like I said, I was so fortunate and so blessed to be a part of this group and to be introduced it to so many other like-minded people, like-minded writers like myself. And good God, if put like this, if I put like this, that was an experience. That's an experience like no other. And if you are an author, I highly suggest that you check out the Palace on Facebook, join the group, and become a part of this great big family because it is family there. It is a family, and like you said, as an author, you can promote your work. You can promote your work unobstructed, unhindered, and every once in a while, or maybe like a Sunday or Monday, he'll drop a post saying, readers drop your links, authors drop your links, readers go copy these classics, and he does that consistently, and that is a great way for a lot of us as authors to promote our work too, to get people interested in buying what we read, buying what we write, what we put out here. So big shout out to you, Ro, for even for having the presence of mind to even have that group there, and to have it, and for it to be something that's consistent and readily available for us as writers and authors, man. I appreciate you for that.
No problem. No problem, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. I appreciate the accolades, but the journey continues, man.
Oh yeah,
The
the
journey
marathon continues,
continues.
bro. The marathon
Oh
continues.
yes.
The marathon continues. And I
Yeah,
love that,
buddy.
bro. It ain't stopping until that race is won. Till that race is won, bro. And like I said, I gotta tip my hat off to you because I'm probably gonna keep saying this until the cows go home. But I mean, it takes a lot of fortitude to go through to endure what you endured, and then still have the presence of mind and still be creative and still come out and then on top of that, this close to hitting the home run, bro. Yeah, I tip my hats off to you, brother. I gotta give credit where credit is due. And like I said, most definitely give big shout out to Shereen and I'm Unique and the rest of the team at Dream to Life Publications because yeah, they got a good ass writer on their team, and I am looking forward to seeing I'm looking for, as I always am. I'm always looking forward to seeing what you put out next. I want to see if you gonna be able to top this.
That's my intention, man. It's my intention. You know, I mean, I can't wait to see what my team comes up with.
Uh-oh.
My label mates. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm just like antsy with this, man. I can't give away nothing, man.
No, 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 no,
And
no, don't give away don't give
I
away
got a
nothing.
team. I got a team. I got a team. I got a championship caliber team. From top to bottom. So it's on, man.
We look. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, bro. You know this. It's a new play. It's a new player in the game. Well, he ain't a new player. He an old player, but he with a new team. And guess what, y'all? They coming for that heavyweight strap. They coming for that heavyweight strap. So look, y'all better make room because eventually that heavyweight strap for the chain gonna change hands. So man, make way for Dream to Life Publications and my brother RJ Davis, man. Look, as always, brother, it's always a pleasure to have you here, man. It's always a pleasure and an honor and a privilege to have you here.
Man, yeah, man.
I do not take our conversations lightly, man. I do not take our conversations lightly, man. So, I most definitely appreciate you being here tonight, and as always, man. Continued success on all your literary endeavors, brother. Man, look here, like I told y'all, man. Look here, readers and everybody that's listening and watching. The heavyweight strap is about to change hands. The heavyweight champion just don't know it yet.
Oh, that no soon enough, but with each release is gonna be better, and that's
Yep.
my goal. To go, and I mean, I'm carrying the team on my shoulders, and yeah, we as a fan, we as a team, we gonna get there.
Yes,
Not
sir.
just myself. I'm talking about every member of Dream to Life. We gonna get there. I got a ship caliber team with me, man, and
Yep.
that's saying a whole lot. You
It
got a
really
championship
it
caliber
is.
team
It
rocking
is.
with
It
you.
is. Oh yeah, most definitely. But man,
Yeah.
look, I appreciate you, brother. I do. I really do. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, reintroducing to some, and introducing to most, my brother of the pen. This is a brother whom I respect and admire and love dearly. Um, he's a great author. He's also a great person, also a great man. RJ Davis, man, RJ Davis, y'all. Please do me a solid. Go grab the book, giving you my heart. Currently available right now. Go pick that book up right now. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And then and also do me another solid, man. When you finish reading this book, leave a review. Reviews help us as writers and
Absolutely.
authors to be better, to be better, to be better. We learn things from these reviews, y'all. And these reviews we don't read the reviews in circular file. These reviews help us to be better writers. It also helps us to put out better content for you. Don't sleep on do not sleep on the simple fact of leaving a review, whether it's a negative review, whether it's a positive review. They help us as writers in every way, shape, or form. So please, giving you my heart's available currently right now on Amazon. Also do me another solid. Go check out his Facebook group, The Palace. Um, if you were an author, most definitely go check it out. This is a form of a place where you can have your work can be shown to the rest of the world unhindered and uninhibited. Now, like you said earlier, don't come with no foolishness because yeah, you go get kicked. But if you're an author and you want to get more recognition and more you want to get more eyes on your work, this is the place to be, y'all. That's the place to be. I mean, big shout out, congratulations to my brother Ro for his new release. Big shout out to Dream to Life Publications and Shereen K. Holly Kane and her
Yes,
team.
yes.
Man, look, I wait for the day that I get her back up in here. That's what I'm waiting for the day to get her
Oh,
back up in this piece. But I'm most definitely go reach back to her and see and try to get try to get that did, man. But yo, I did say I had a special announcement. And before we hopped off the air, and I'm gonna go and shoot that announcement off right now. So yesterday, July 4th, um, 2023, um, I'll say this: July 4th, that was a special day for me. Mostly it was a day that we said I silently celebrated uh, my son's life. Uh, didn't do anything special or anything of that nature. Just put some things in perspective for myself, and said my I love yous to him and things of that nature. You know, but the special announcement that I want to put out here for you guys is this, and this is for my brothers, man. This is something. This was something that's been heavy on my heart, heavy on my spirit. Um, it's just something that I feel I need to do. I feel this is one of the things that's personally tied to my purpose. So I have a Facebook group out now called Man Cave Conversations. It's a Facebook group to where men can come in and just be men. We I want this group to be something where we can build as men, where we build each other up as men, and then we have honest conversations about the things that affect us as men. You know, um, I'm a huge. For those who don't know, and for those who have been tuned in, my check-in shows are huge, or kind of like the thing that one of the things that I do, and it's more of an advocacy towards mental health in our brothers. This right here is this is an offshoot of that. So I want us as men to come together, have these conversations, and be able to just really just talk about things. Um, what my plan is with that is I'm going to put out. I want to try to put out a daily question, but I'm also planning to put out weekly topics of discussion. In addition to that, I'm also going to do a few lives, a few live streams. Um, bringing some men in so we can have these conversations. So I want to just let everybody know that that is a thing now, y'all. Um, Big shout out to my brother David Crouch for the inspiration for that, because this is I feel that at this time at this particular dispensation, it's important that we as men come together and we build each other up and we talk about the things that concern us. Um, there's not many forums out there that are like that. That, to my knowledge, I know that there are, but I'm not sure how many. But I want this one to be unique. I want us to be able to come in as we are as men and just be. I number one, be honest with ourselves. This is going to be a space where there's not going to be any judgment. No judgment. Come as you are. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the things that concern us, that we that we we normally don't talk about, or that's limited to water cooler conversations, or that's limited to just other things. So let's talk about that. Like I said, this is something that's on my heart, on my spirit, things of that nature. I want to I want us to be a community. I want this to be a beautiful community to where like-minded people are able to just like-minded men are able to just talk. And as I close out this Authors Alley, man, this big shout out to my brother Ro Davis. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to come to get all suffer all those setbacks, and then still be able to have the presence of mind to still stay on target. It takes a lot for that, and I can most definitely commend him and congratulate him on that. But that's going to end this. That's going to end this episode of the Authors Alley for you guys tonight, man. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. My Life as Destiny podcast with Coco Fitz and Quit Jones, like the show that where you never know what's going to happen with them. Also check out Critical Conversations with my sis LHG. She's been having these fire conversations, y'all. Y'all need to tap in with that. Next week. What do we got? What do I have going on next week? As far as the Authors Alley is concerned, is concerned, as far as the Author's Alley is concerned, I have. Ooh, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I am next Friday. Y'all are gonna be in for a treat. Y'all gonna be in for a treat. Y'all gonna be in for a treat. I've been wanting to interview this young lady since way before I started my own podcast platform, and I have the opportunity to have her come in the Author's Alley, and we gonna chop it up about her label, about everything. So, ladies, as I'm gonna tell, I ain't gonna spoil a surprise for y'all. Y'all gonna find out real soon. So I ain't gonna spoil a surprise for y'all. But make sure you guys just follow us on all our social media platforms. Follow us on our YouTube page, man. If you like our content, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified when our shows come out, man. And again, we thank all our viewers, we thank all our listeners for viewing us and for listening to us. We are very appreciative of that. And I'm gonna take y'all home. with a little bit of something. Not sure what I'm gonna take y'all home with. I do know what I'm gonna take y'all home with. I'm gonna take y'all home with some I'll take y'all home with some Mook Star Dash. Featuring Kevin Stewart. It's the way. Love y'all. I love y'all with the love of God today. Nothing that y'all can do about that, man. Y'all, as I always say, as I end these shows, man. Number one, take care of each other. Number two, love on each other. Number three, we all know it's a crazy ass world out here. So please, above all things, please just be safe out here, y'all. I love y'all. The life ain't nothing y'all can do about that. See y'all on the next one. Deuces.
You know that I'm changing, No more aways. New doors are open. I'm no longer broken. Strategy's high, I'm living my life. Oh yeah. I paid my tithe. New blessings on my life. Oh yeah.
It's the way you keep blessing me. All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me.
Check my bank account, all my bills paid. Doors keep opening, miracles raining all on me. I'm still alive, food on my table. God is good, you know He's able.
It's the way you keep blessing me.
It's the way.
All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me. It's the way you keep blessing me.
It's the way you keep.
All I see is opportunity. You open doors that was hard to believe. I thank God you keep favor on me.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. And prove me now herewith, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open to you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing.
I know I've been changed. Things ain't the same since you came my way, yeah. You showed me something different. You showed me something new. You came and turned me around. I was lost, now I am found. Blessings on blessings. Windows of heaven keep pouring out blessings. I don't know what you do it. My head keeps spinning when you do it. I can't find a reason, but you showing on this season. Yep, it's the way though. It's the way you do, yeah. It's the way though. You keep blessing me. It's the way you do. It's the way though. Yeah. It's the way though. You keep blessing me.
It's the way you keep blessing me.
It's the way you keep blessing me.
All I see